apply it through our body. So we're starting with a reverse plank for 45 seconds. Our reverse plank, we're going to kind of get into the supine position where our backs are going to stay on the floor, okay, and we're going to walk those legs out as far as we can. Okay, everyone's going to look different in this one because some people will be able to straighten their legs. You may have to walk it in a little bit. You just want to listen to your lower back. If you get out here and you can feel it through your lower back and your hamstrings start to cramp, walk your toes in a little bit and find that nice comfortable spot where you feel that activation through your hamstrings and glutes, but you also have a little bit of release through your lower back. So kind of play with your foot position, making sure that your heels are into the ground and your toes are up at the ceiling. Then you're going to grab a kettlebell and a band. You're going to jump in. There's bands, different resistance bands on each rack. You're going to get into the band. It's going to be at that position on your hips where your hips hinge back. So it's this motion, okay? When we're doing this, it is okay for our chest to face the ground. When we're squatting, we want our chest to be up. We talked about that. But now we want this hinge to be the main driver of our movement. So we're going to grab that kettlebell, okay? Shoulders are down and back, so we're not rounding our shoulders, and we're swinging, and we're getting some good resistance on that band so that when we get here, we're pushing into that band and getting more activation in our glutes, squeezing those glutes, okay? And every time letting that kettlebell, okay, come back. Our chest is going to stay open and wide, but it will bend over towards the ground, okay? You have 15 of those kettlebell swings. Then you're going to go into a in and out jump squat into a jump lunge. So we're going to start with our feet together. We're going to go in or out, in, back into a jump lunge on one side, and then come back. Out, in, opposite side. So we're alternating the leg that we're lunging on. Back, out, in, back. So 10 to 12 total. So it's basically going to be 5 or 6 lunges on each leg. So you're alternating the jump lunges. So you're counting the in and out jump squats. Okay, so you got 10 to 12 of those. Then we're going to grab our landmine. We've got a lateral lunge into a split jerk. So we're going to grab our landmine, okay? You can hold it unilaterally or bilaterally to do your lunge, to do your lateral lunge. We're going to laterally lunge, making sure that we're not stepping too far out. We want to make sure that we step out and we sit straight back, and we come up. When we come up, we're going to be in a slight split stance, and then push and step forward contralaterally. So if I push with my right hand, my left foot's going to come forward, and then laterally lunge, come up, and push, and then come back down. Laterally lunge, and then push, okay? So you can do this all on one side and do 5 or 6 on one side and then switch. Or if you want to alternate and give your legs a break in between, you can do that and go heavier, okay? So you play around again with the weight and how you want to do that so that you're progressing. We want to be able to gradually increase our weight. Then we're going to go out on the field, and we're starting out on the field with our dumbbell side plank snatch, which is a pretty familiar move for most of us. You're going to be up into this side plank. Make sure when you're here, you're nice and stable. So you can stack your feet, or if you have to, you can unstack your feet and have your top leg behind just for a little extra stabilization. Then you're going to grab that kettlebell or that dumbbell, and you're going to keep it close to your body as you snatch it all the way up. And here, take a full breath, and inhale and exhale so that you are nice and stable, and then bring it down nice and gentle, okay? And then do that. You have 8 to 10 on each side, okay? Again, you can choose to do all 8 to 10, Or if it's easier, you can do 16 to 20 alternating. Whatever's easier for your shoulder. If it's too much to stay on one shoulder the whole time, you can alternate that, okay? So, we're gonna do, again, that's when you're gonna wanna slow down. So when you get that kettlebell overhead, take a second, inhale, exhale, keep that kettlebell nice and stable, or that dumbbell nice and stable over your head. Then we're gonna go into our next move is a dive inchworm dive bomber push-up. So we're gonna start up, feet are shoulder width or slightly more than shoulder width apart. We're gonna inchworm out, keeping our hips from rocking back and forth. We're gonna get our hands out here, okay? And then we're going to dive bomber push-up through. And from here, we're gonna go straight back into that pike position and walk back in, and that is 1. So we have 6 to 8 of those, okay? Here, a good modification, if that dive bomber push-up pushing all the way through puts too much pressure on that front side of your shoulders, you can walk out to this pike position and go just into a dive bomber push-up, go down and up, and then walk back in. It will put less pressure on your shoulder, and just think of the top of your head going straight into that ground and straight up, okay? So you can pick which way you want to do that, what feels best on your shoulders. Then we got a body hollow hold with a band. I took all the bands out there. Okay, so this is takes a little bit to kind of figure out. So we got our band. It's gonna go around our feet. Okay, so we're in that body hollow position. So we're here. We're gonna be in that curl position. As we go back, we're staying in that curl position and we're extending our legs and our body, and then we're slowly coming in, okay? When you come in, it is easier with the band, but you want to fight that resistance of the band. Because otherwise, I mean, you can do this and just let the band bring you in, and then you're basically using just a little bit of hip flexor. What we want to do is extend and curl those arms, and then as we come in, slowly try and come in and balance up on those sit bones, and then extend out, and then come in nice and slow, staying stable. So we don't want a lot of wobbling. We want to be able to go out and then slowly come in. So we're inhaling as we go out, exhaling, emptying out that diaphragm, pushing that belly button even more into that spine so that our core is activated, and that's what's bringing our legs in. So again, another one, play around with that, with the band, with resistance, and I'll be walking around helping with that one quite a bit. So then after that, so you have 12 or 15 of those, you're gonna street run. After that, I've left it up. I didn't specify what the street run is. You guys can decide. If you want it long, short, you can do 3 laps on the inside. Just run, okay?